Welcome back, everybody, to the Cousin
Connection
Podcast.
Oh shit! Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm
We
so
got it
sorry.
right together. Whatever. Let's continue.
All right.
Yeah, it's new beginnings. We're just gonna keep
You know
going.
what? Yeah. At this point, like we already did an intro,
Yeah.
but a podcast randomly started playing.
Yeah. I don't know what was going on with my phone. I messed up my watch. It apparently messed up my phone, but we're good now. That's a really good intro, for season 2, quote unquote.
I know,
whatever.
right?
Nah, but really,
We
we're
should
just
get
coming
her.
back after like taking a pretty long break, longer than we meant to take. Okay, and we'll get
Yeah.
into that. We'll
Yeah.
get into why that is.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name is Amir Haroon.
Why do you gotta say your whole government name? I was literally thinking about this today, and I'm
What?
like, oh my god, we put our whole names online like that.
Yeah, anyone can find your name these days.
I know, but just say Amir. That's your stage name.
Okay.
Like, just Amir.
My name's Amir was taken, aka
AKA.
huh? AKA Amir, like Amiro, Amire, I don't know which
Amiro
Amiro Khalehe. Inside jokes.
My stage name is Sarah Lee, aka Sarah Ali underscore. Oh my god, Ali Sarah underscore.
See,
underscore.
okay, that's why we were just supposed to use our normal names.
Yeah,
but I
whatever.
don't know what
Y'all
you
get
do.
the gist.
You're trying too much, okay? It's just because it's season 2. You're trying too much. Let's get back into it, okay?
If you are returning from season 1, you already know our names
Exactly.
by now. So,
yeah. But yeah, welcome back to episode 31, the official new episode. I know we had that 30.5 that live, and shout out to everybody who showed up for that.
yeah.
It was kind of spur of the moment. We were like, we got to do something, even though we knew we were going to be gone for a little bit longer than expected. So hopefully you guys like that. We'll of course plan to do more on Instagram, maybe on TikTok. Follow us on TikTok too. Make sure, and of course, I guess since this is our official episode back, we also have to officially celebrate that we've made it to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Now I think it's at like
1,000, maybe 1,100. Maybe?
no 1160 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're getting up there, guys.
Our family is expanding. Instagram, y'all killing it. You guys are following us there too.
Yeah.
And TikTok as well. Stay tuned, honestly, because I feel like this break, we had a lot of time to just
Live
life and come up with new inspirations for the podcast, and we are ready for season 2.
I'm ready for sure.
So many exciting things coming up.
I've been itching to do this, man.
I know.
It feels weird because when you get used to doing something so on routine, when you get used to routine and you just stop doing it,
you're like
what do I do now? Like I started going back into my old habits, just not bad habits, but I'm trying to learn new things. Like I started taking up programming courses randomly.
Really?
Yeah, and I was looking for. Thankfully, there's another project that someone asked me to help them with editing, so I was able to do that.
I actually helped someone with editing once.
You too?
Yeah.
Recently?
Yeah.
Was it for something in Australia?
Yeah.
An event? Yeah, you too.
I tried it. I was like, it's a little out of my pay grade. I think you should message Amir.
Okay, so what else did we do? So should we just get into what we were doing, basically?
Yeah.
So we already mentioned in the last one, Sarah went to Dubai. I went to LA for a couple weeks. And I guess you already kind of went into your Dubai story, but I was just getting to LA and kind of feeling it out. LA was amazing, of course, as always.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, but one thing that you did bring up after you got back and had me thinking was how, I don't know if this happens for everyone can relate to this, but when you go traveling, it almost gives your mind some time to reassess your life, and it kind of gets you in a state where you can kind of get a bird's eye view of your life and what's going on, and you kind of reassess things and see what changes you want to make. It gives you time to kind of breathe and make those thoughts and kind of assess everything that's been going on in your life.
Yeah, especially those long flights when you can't sleep and you're just looking out the window trying to feel like the main character.
Pretty
That's
much.
when those thoughts come to your mind.
But why is it? So there's something that you actually mentioned where you were saying when you were in Dubai, you're like, I want to actually move here. I want to move. So why do you think it is that a lot of people, when they go somewhere and they really like it, they immediately had that feeling, I want to live here forever?
I think because when you are on vacation, it's literally a break from your everyday reality. So you're doing things that you don't normally get to do when you're in a routine, when you're working 9 to 5 or whatever hours you work, you have a set routine in your day-to-day life. When you're on vacation, you literally can do whatever you want, or like if you have an itinerary planned, you're doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And you know, I in the past when I've traveled, I know that when you're on vacation, the city that you're in is always romanticized on your vacation. Like you're kind of viewing it with rose-colored glasses because you're on vacation. You're not living the reality.
Yeah.
But it was funny because me and Gizman were talking about this when we were there. We were like, oh my god, we'd love it here. And then she found a meme that said like the urge to it was like the millennial urge to like want to move the first place, like on the
place
first
you travel to,
yeah, something like that. And we laughed about it because we were saying that the entire time, like, oh my god, we have to move here. Like, I love it here, it's amazing. But it was this time, like I think in the past, like I remember when I was in Alberta earlier this year, like I was like, oh, they make so much more money here, like I could totally see myself living here. And then like when I went to Australia a couple years ago, I loved it there. I mean, I still think Australia is like somewhere, you know, it's so far, like that's the only reason why I wouldn't want to live there. But like when you think about their day-to-day life, like yeah, I could probably live there.
Because there is like a different culture, like in the Western culture is more work focused, while like Eastern culture is more like lifestyle focused, or that's more just like, you know, living life day by day kind of idea.
I feel like over here we work to live, and over there they live to work.
They work. They live to work. We live to work, and they work to live. Yeah.
And so like, and not just in Australia, but like even in Dubai, like it was just such a chilled like environment. I mean, I loved the fact that it was. I mean, we don't want to get into the specifics of like Dubai and UAE supporting this and supporting that. Yeah. But I liked the fact that it was a Muslim country, but it was still modern enough where I didn't feel like I wasn't experiencing such a huge culture shock, you know? So for me, like the reasons why I want to move is more so like what we talked about in that one podcast episode, where it's like I'm craving that independence, you know? Like I get independence at my parents' house, but it's not the same. Yeah. Because I know that if I decided like I'm just going to quit my job tomorrow, I got two parents that can support me. Yeah. That's not true independence. Yeah. And I appreciate that privilege that I have, but at the same time it's like, you know, when you just so desperately you're like, I just want to be on my own, like I just want to do it.
And maybe that's what's the deeper thing is there. It's like, it's not the fact that you want to move to this other location, like of course you're saying that you want to move there, but maybe it's deeper than that. It's like it is deeper. You want to make a change in your life, and this is like the most obvious change you can make by moving to a different place, but really it might be something more simpler, like moving out of the house and going in, living in your own place, or I don't know, maybe you're unhappy with the job but you don't know how to express it, and it expresses itself by saying I want to move to a different location, because it'll mean that you'll have to leave that job. Yeah. So maybe you actually just have to leave the job and go somewhere else and see what other opportunities you have, instead of making such a drastic move, which I've heard a lot. Because you're not the first person I've heard that from. That's the thing, right? Like being like, I want to move to this new city. But really it means something else.
I mean, the deeper meaning is like, I want to get out of my comfort zone. Like I thrive in my comfort zone. I know I do. But I also thrive when I'm thrown out of my comfort zone. And I've been out of my comfort zone, like maybe I can count on my hand how many times. And it's always like when you're finally removed from your comfort zone and you're like you know that SpongeBob meme? Yeah. Where you're like trying to figure out what...
And everything's like blurry in the background.
Like, what do I do? Yeah. I feel like those moments lead to breakthroughs. And when you go through a breakthrough moment and you're finally, you know, that's when you grow the most, or you fail. But if you fail, that's only another opportunity for you to try again and learn something new. So, you know, I really just want to leave my comfort zone. And don't get me wrong, anyone who knows me personally, family, friends, they are my everything. Like actually, like I can't live without them. Yeah. And the thought of like even me trying to like really make this decision wisely is one of the biggest reasons of why I don't want to move. Is, oh my god, can I live without all of you guys? Probably not. Will I be miserable for a little bit? Yeah, I'll probably cry myself to sleep every night, but you know, maybe I need that experience to maybe develop like thicker skin, or just know that I can actually make it on my own. I don't know.
Humans, like naturally we adapt a lot quicker than we think we will. Like
True.
when you find yourself in a new situation, it's gonna suck maybe for the first few weeks.
Yeah.
But then the moment you like hit that track and you start taking those steps and living your day-to-day life, you quickly start to acclimate to the situation, and eventually in a couple months you're like, I don't know why I was like that in the beginning. Like everything seems fine now, right?
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, it's still I'm not moving tomorrow. It's definitely just something that I'm
but
really
it's just something that
thinking about.
Yeah, and you'll find that probably this is what happens. Like you have that feeling and you really want to make these changes, and like a month later it's like a little less of a drive, and then 2 months later you're like, you know what, this is nice. And
I don't know, because like it's been it hasn't been a full month, but
no,
it's been
only
a couple
been a couple weeks for you. Yeah,
but I still
you're
feel
still
that
in the
same
honeymoon
passion.
phase.
I'm like, I need to every day that passes I'm like, oh, this wouldn't happen if I was in Dubai. I wouldn't have to shovel snow if I was in Dubai.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like the same thing. I was in LA. I was in a warmer climate.
You wanted to move there, huh?
Yeah, like you heard me. I've always been saying I want to move, and technically we have the opportunity to move there, like with family being there and everything. But you know, Toronto's my home, man. I feel like you can really build something here.
I feel like you're more attached to Toronto than I am. First of all, you can't build shit because it's so expensive.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Well, that's honestly, we always go back to real estate, but like real estate's probably the only thing that's going to drive us out of this city. If it wasn't so bad, I feel like we would love it a little bit more.
I was telling my brother that I wanted to move, and he goes, "Why don't you just move to Whitby?"
What?
I was like,
in the middle
Whitby?
of nowhere?
Like,
I don't want to be woke
Soulja
up by
Boy like Dre. Whitby.
You woken up by like roosters and lambs next to your door.
Honestly, it kind of feels like that. And when he listens to this, he's gonna be like, "How you gonna hate on Whitby?" Because I can. You can't even say you're from Toronto anymore.
Yeah, honestly, you can't.
No, he's literally a Whitby. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Don't worry, we'll have to raise him right. You know.
Yeah, we gotta
take him to the city a couple times. Make sure he acclimates here.
Yeah, he has to ride the TTC.
Teach him the Toronto slang. You know. I'm not gonna do any of it right now. Just not embarrass myself.
I know. Don't even. I was like,
But yeah. So I guess what else have we been up to? So I've watched a couple of things. You know, shout out to all my Marvel fans. If you already know, you know. The new Spider-Man movie came out.
I didn't watch it.
And literally, like, was the biggest. I took my mom. I took my sister in the theater in America.
Yeah, you were in the States. I was like, who am I gonna watch this with?
No matter what, no matter where I am in the world, if a Marvel movie is coming out, I will be there. Day one, opening day, I will be there to watch it.
Opening day?
Opening day? Of course I'm going to watch it opening day. What do you think I am?
Serious? You can watch it the next day.
You think I'm going to get it spoiled for me? Honestly, if you're a Marvel fan, you know that feeling. Like any day after a new movie comes out, you're walking on eggshells. What?
There's literally a fluff on your nose and it's been bothering me this entire time. Let me just take it off.
Where?
Oh, it's gone.
Did I hit it?
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah.
I've been staring at it this point. Sorry.
No, but Marvel fans are something else, right? Like the moment the movie comes out, you probably have 2 days before that all of it's spoiled for you. So you have to be on your game for that. If you're not, you're going to be screwed.
Can I just tell you?
What?
I really considered watching it by myself just so I could be in the know, so that when we came back to this, I'd be able to talk about it. But
I wanted to spoil it, and honestly, anyone who's going to watch it is going to watch it. I'm just saying, man.
I watched the second one, by the way, guys. Okay, I watched a Marvel movie
finally
on my own, and I texted him here. I was like, "Hey, what is it? What does this mean? Do you remember when I asked you?
What were you asking again? I completely forgot. It was something in regards to. You were saying like, what are they talking about? This snap or this like, like something
happened in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, she had no context, no idea of what happened in Endgame or Infinity War. So I told her, okay, these are all the movies you have to watch.
Yeah, he's like, which one did you start with? I was like, Spider-Man, and he's like, oh, okay, this is what happened. It happened in Endgame, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, okay. So
I'm still like flabbergasted by the amount of knowledge people don't have when it comes to the Marvel MCU universe. Okay.
Can I just say, I really liked the second one though. It was really
good, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
I'm telling you,
it was better than the other one that we saw together.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah.
You liked it? Yeah, because it's the second one, so they're gonna improve on it, right? That was his first time playing as Spider-Man outside of Civil War. And
I realized Iron Man is dead.
Is that it? Is it a spoiler? Nah,
no.
At this point, it's not a spoiler.
He
died in
when did he die?
Endgame. That's why I told you have to watch all the movies.
Oh.
we're gonna start this. Okay, I know I keep saying that, but we have
we'll
to start
it today. We'll force the girls to watch it.
Okay, we'll watch some of them.
By the way, today is December 31st.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year.
We didn't even think to bring that up in the intro.
Yeah, I completely forgot it. Yeah.
Oh
well. Well, for a lot of people, it's not going to be a Happy New Year. But first off, okay, wait 1 second. Let me get back to. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, finish your thought.
Spider-Man was awesome.
Oh yeah.
All Marvel fans out there, you already know what part I'm talking about. Which parts I'm talking about. It changed the game. I'm excited for the future of Marvel, but yeah, maybe I'll do some spoiler discussion after this.
I have a question for. No, I'll watch it. Maybe. Can you want to go with me? Would you watch it again?
I would watch it again for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Okay, we'll watch it again.
I mean, I won't have any context, and I'm probably gonna ask you questions the entire time.
Yeah.
Like this one, I didn't get some of the things, but you weren't there, so I was just I wonder what that means.
If they let us in, but getting to that, it's so something else has happened.
What happened
in the past couple weeks? The Omarion.
Oh right.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
poor guy.
So I don't know what it is, but every time I leave this city, they don't know what to do without me. Okay, literally, I left. Toronto was good. Everything was good. We didn't know about no Omarion, no Omicron, whatever.
Actually, we did.
Well, we knew it was it was literally the day that it spread out of South Africa is when I left.
Yeah.
And we didn't know how bad it was yet, right? Literally 2 weeks later, I come back. They tell me, don't come back to the office. The whole city's shutting down. Quebec is on a curfew. BC is shut down. I'm like, what is going on? I was in America where everything was chill. Nobody was worrying about nothing out there. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't get COVID.
I'm just saying.
In America.
When you went in 2020, it was raining.
Yeah. So just to context, when the last time I went to LA, it was literally the week that everything shut down in the world, basically. Day, it was to the point where I was literally getting angry calls from my dad being like, you better cut your trip short and fly back to Toronto or they're not going to let you back in the country. Because at this point, we didn't know how severe COVID was. We knew people were dying. We knew people were getting sick very easily.
Yeah.
And I didn't come. I was like, nah, I'm staying here. Even though for that whole week it rained.
You were living life on the edge.
Yeah, that time. Because we didn't know, at that point, we weren't even wearing masks yet, I think.
Now, I feel like because of how quickly they make new mandates, if they say the city's shutting down, I am flying tonight.
No. But that's what I'm getting to. So, Quebec is going full force again, shutting down everything.
Oh.
They put in a curfew, all that. They're like, if we could do it only for the unvaccinated people, we would, but we can't. So, we have to do it for everyone.
Yeah.
BC, I believe, shut down. They're limiting people indoors, all that. Mm-hmm. But Toronto's like, yo, what did the CDC say in America? We're gonna follow their rules. And they're like, gyms still open. I was so happy about that. Honestly.
When they said 5-day quarantine for CDC, I was like, that applies to us too, right?
Y'all took advantage of that.
But hey, did they not change it literally the next day?
Yeah.
So I was in the clear.
No, but I feel like Ontario's like, you know what? F it.
They really said fend for yourselves.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, basically. And you know what? I'm not mad at it.
Survival of the fittest.
At this point, my parents are about to get their third dose. Everybody's kind of has their second. So,
what are your thoughts on the third dose?
I'm fine with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why? You're hesitant?
Yeah, a little bit.
Why?
Because why didn't the first two work?
Well, it was only 95% effective on the variants they knew about, right? And of course, it manipulates. It multiplies and becomes more able
What's
to.
The word for that?
What? I'm trying to remember it right now.
There's
I can't remember. Yeah, I know what you mean. It becomes more viral.
It's not manipulates, but it's.
That's our biology in play there.
It starts with an M. Manifest?
Mitosis?
No, it.
No, you're not gonna know it.
A few moments later.
But essentially,
what do I search?
What?
What do I say?
I don't know, multiple viruses. Viruses spreading.
When viruses
become more infectious.
No, when
1 eternity later.
Mutate.
Yes, that's what happened. It mutated.
Word.
Oh shoot. Okay, you got it. High five. There you go. So yeah, it's mutated, but it's less severe of what they're saying is less severe than the other mutations. So they're kind of being like, you know what? As long as you have your 2 doses, wear a mask, do your things indoors. And if you get it, you get it. Just stay home, quarantine, and you'll be good.
But the quarantine, okay, here are my thoughts on the 5-day quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay. On one hand, you know, it works in some people's favor if you want to go out and you're not feeling that sick. But for those who actually are experiencing severe symptoms, and now they've mandated just a 5-day quarantine. What about?
Well, like the quarantine is after your symptoms have gone or your major symptoms have gone.
I thought it was 5 days from when you
No. It's after your major symptoms have gone, from what I believe. Yeah. Let's just say that's the safe one. Why?
No,
what are you saying? Okay.
Because like I don't know. I saw a TikTok of this. She's a healthcare worker, and she was saying like this new mandate. It's not in favor.
I saw that one too.
Yeah,
it's not in favor of the healthcare workers. Essentially, screws over the healthcare workers because now their work can be like, when did you get it? When was your last symptoms? So now you're going to have to come back. And she's like, I still feel sick, but they're still forcing me to go back to work. That's crazy. Which is causing a lot of healthcare workers to quit their jobs. So I think we've already had it, and we're going to continue to have like a mass exodus, of healthcare workers.
Mass exodus?
Yeah, like a lot of them are just leaving or going into like, I see a lot of travel nurse TikToks now.
Yeah.
Because apparently they make a lot more money.
Listen, the nurses, they're woke now, okay?
Yeah, they're starting to...
Once they see the grass on the other side, they are not looking back.
Yeah,
and I don't
TikTok
blame
has
them.
ruined the game for a lot of careers because like people are starting to learn like tips and tricks.
I'm just saying the tech industry is probably booming.
Yeah.
Everyone
you
is
get a lot of like tech.
Yes, and every single day I'm like, should I just do it? Should I just take a Google course?
Honestly, tech is the future. So if you want to get into tech, I feel like anyone can get into it. It's not difficult at all.
And they make so much money.
Yeah.
Like, why am I...
Even with an HR background, you can probably like learn some type of like organizational course or certification for like, I don't know, organizing like programmers. I forget what they call the actual word is for it, but you can get into the field without actually knowing a lot of programming or knowing how to program.
You just got to take a course, right?
Yeah, you just got to take a couple courses where you can learn more of the lingo, that kind of thing, and you're able to manage people. It's not that hard. There's so many careers, and with the whole metaverse stuff that I mentioned last time that's coming through, like, and I feel like that's going to be a big thing. You guys should all get Oculus Quest 2 head thing.
I know. How much are they?
They're like $300-$400.
What?
Yeah.
Did you get one?
No, I'm gonna get one. I want to get one at least.
We should do a video on that.
Yeah, but honestly, like we can all get them.
Yeah.
We can all join each other in the metaverse. See how realistic it sounds now with everything going on. And you were against it last time. I still am. Are you still against it?
I was gonna get it so that we could be here together and use it together.
That's not how you do it. You put it on so you can meet each other virtually.
So like I could see you even though I'm at home.
Yeah, and we'll be in the same room. You can see each other's body. You can choose what you can be. You can be Sailor Moon. You can be Pikachu. You can be, I don't know.
Why are you picking out anime
Goku
characters?
if you wanted to, because I'm a nerd. Okay.
You couldn't pick like Lion King.
You can be Wonder Woman. I don't know. Lion. Yeah, you can be a lion. You can be like anyone.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, you just download whatever skin you want, and you can put them on, and it'll look really like you can get the really nice ones. Yeah. Maybe they may cost a couple bucks, or you can get like the free ones which also might look nice depending on how good the creator is. But the metaverse is sounding a lot more realistic, and I have a feeling, I was already calling it in that last episode that we spoke about it, but it's going to become more popular. And I already see it becoming more popular now on the internet, like just from TikToks in general.
I'm seeing a lot of people on TikTok that have it. I'm like, wait, is this available to the public?
Yeah.
Like you could just go to the store?
Yeah, and there are people who literally like, and there are people who, let's say they live like in Korea or like Japan or somewhere in the opposite side of the world, and they've always wanted to go to Disneyland, but it costs a lot of money. So what they do is they built virtual parks of Disneyland, like a virtual recreation of Disneyland, and you can put yourself in that world and walk around. You can get onto the rides. Are you falling asleep on me, Sana?
No, I need coffee, man. I need it.
Boring her, guys.
No,
sorry.
you're not.
Every time I talk about nerdy stuff, she gets bored and like,
I'm actually attentively
I don't know what to do. Okay.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say, do you think that's gonna affect the travel industry?
The travel industry is already destroyed.
Is it?
Yeah. Like,
COVID did do
like COVID basically ruined the travel and tourism industry, right? And we thought we were getting out of it, but look at everything now. Like, now it's getting 100 times worse. People are trying to ignore it at this point. At this point, it's like, what can you do? Like, we've already started the ball rolling and reopening everything. So there are certain countries where, like, we don't care if you already started the ball rolling. We don't care if you already put all this money into reopening everything. We're just going to shut it down right away. But, America's like, whatever your state says, just do that. And a lot of states are like, I don't know, be safe.
America landed the free, as they say. So
I'm not gonna be mad at them now, because at this point, it's like, it's been going on for so long. If you're not vaccinated, you're taking your own risk at that point. If you're vaccinated, at least majority of you won't die from it. Hopefully, get your third shot if you feel like you're like immunocompromised or an elder in some point. And they're already even giving out the fourth dose for a lot of elderly people.
But my thing is, like, as this virus continues to mutate, they've kind of just like guessed that as it mutates, it'll become weaker and weaker. But how do we not know it's not going to mutate into some crazy super virus and kill us all or something?
Well, like the goal of a virus is to live, essentially. It's supposed to spread itself as much as it can. And if it starts killing a lot of its hosts, then it defeats the goal. It goes against the goal of the virus. So that's
even
why
viruses have goals. Like, what are we doing in 2022?
It's a living thing. It's literally a living thing. So
true.
So it's not going to kill its only source of replication, right? Which is humans and people and sometimes even animals. Which is why it becomes less severe, but is more easily spreadable, because it can get out there even more. And that is essentially, it's just doing what it's supposed to do. And there are a lot of videos he saw like last year where people were predicting, me like, look, they're gonna come out with a new variant and say there's a lot of anti-vaxxers saying they're gonna come out with a new variant in a year from now, and they're gonna blame it on us, the unvaccinated, and all that stuff. But on the other end, if you look at the scientists and what they were saying we're gonna have a new variant if these unvaccinated people don't get vaccinated. And it's like, how can you take what the scientists are saying and then repeat it on your megaphone and say it like you're literally just saying the same thing that the scientists are saying, and saying that they're going to retroactively blame you for it, even though they know that you're going to be the cause of it. So it's kind of like you're not really predicting anything. Like, we already knew what was going to happen, right? You're just repeating what they're saying and making it sound like you're predicting it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are kind of using that right now to say, oh, they're just trying to keep us controlled.
Are there still anti-vaxxers?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, a lot?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about them.
Joe Rogan, I mentioned last time. Like,
he's still an anti-vaxxer?
Well, he's not. No, sorry. Clear. He's not an anti-vaxxer. Like, he even says for elderly people and immunocompromised people to get vaccinated. He just feels like you shouldn't be forced to get vaccinated. And he's more of like a reaction. He prefers more of like reacting to when you actually get the virus than preemptive action. So, like, how do you even say it?
So instead of doing preventative measures.
Yes, exactly. Instead of putting in preventative measures by getting the vaccine, he believes more in like treating it once you actually have it.
I mean, but what if you die?
No, that's why he said he wants more research to be put into like treating people. And there is people and doctors and scientists researching ways to treat people, and there are effective treatments for people who have COVID now. But of course, they haven't been fully tested. But their argument, like Joe Rogan and stuff, is being like, even though they're not tested, we should still use it on the mass people. So it's kind of ironic, because he's saying we don't want to use a vaccine which has been tested and it's been out there long enough now to know what the side effects are. And instead they want to use these untested or like peer-reviewed remedies for like treating COVID. So it's like you trust an unproven remedy versus a vaccine which has been proven. I don't know. I don't want to get too much deep into it, but that's essentially where we're at right now when it comes to the vaccine. And there are still people dying, of course, from it, and a lot of those people who are dying are unvaccinated. So
that's very. I mean, it's sad. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but at least, you know, people still had the choice. They made that choice. If they died from it, you know, it's like They knew what the consequences were going to be. Not saying that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's just saying that's the reality of the situation. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what the comments say about our notes on these. Because I was never on, like, were you ever for people being forced to get vaccinated?
Not necessarily. I just think that
technically it's not forced, but no, I'm saying technically it's not being forced because, like,
it's not being forced, but you're kind of just backing up the anti-vaxxers in a corner by saying if you don't get vaccinated, you can't do anything. You can't go out to the malls, or you can go to the malls, but you can't go out to eat. You can't do certain things in public. So I mean, the way that I see it, if you don't want to get vaccinated, you do that. You make that choice at your own risk. Because people who are vaccinated, if it makes you stronger and you're able to handle the virus a bit better than if you weren't, then, who's more at risk, the person who's vaccinated or the person who isn't, if you both have COVID? Think of it in that sense. I think restricting unvaccinated people from restaurants and other public spaces is the government's attempt at indirectly trying to control the masses, but I feel like they've been doing that forever. They do it in our everyday. We are controlled whether we like it or not. There are different ways that we're controlled. So
I think this is just more of like an overt way of control. Like it's more in your face. But people weren't really complaining about the other ways that they control us. But it's a very nuanced situation, and it's still like changing even to this day. I just hope that, we don't have to wear these masks for too long, man. I
don't know. I kind of got used to it. Like,
like in the winter, it's nice.
Yeah, not gonna lie. I do like it. But no, actually, when it's really cold and you breathe in, like your mask gets wet.
Oh, yeah. That does happen. Yeah, because it starts to heat up. But at least, like, I don't know how I was walking around the winters back in, like, in my early days.
Your nostrils burn.
Yeah, without a mask or without something on, because I was never one to wear like a scarf or anything like that.
You never wore scarves?
I never wore a scarf or anything. I went, barefaced in the winter.
I can never do that. Listen, the only thing that was exposed to that cold, frigid air were my eyes. I become a niqabi in the winter. Like, just, you see this much of me.
If someone came like with no context in the winter, like, oh, everybody here's wearing hijab. What is this? Everybody's hijab, exactly. I guess that's one positive to winter. Everybody is covered up. Everyone's auras are covered.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't mind the masks as much. I think it's more annoying like in the summer.
Yeah.
Like when we were in Dubai.
Yeah.
And the days that we were wearing makeup, we were like,
oh yeah, it like melts onto your mask.
Yeah. And like, there's like all these different makeup products that are mask friendly, transfer proof, but it still gets on your mask.
Yeah.
And like the constant having to pull down, I'm like, why don't I just do my makeup from here up? Just keep my mask on.
Oh, well, a lot of people were doing that.
True.
Because like there's certain, especially I feel like in Dubai and Abu Dhabi, like you weren't allowed to take off your mask anywhere.
Well, like you could take it off to eat. So like a lot of times, what we would do is we would leave our hotel room, and there were 2 restaurants in the hotel, but they're different floors. So like just to leave our hotel room and get into the elevator, we had to wear a mask. Then to get into the restaurant, we had to wear a mask, show proof of ID and proof of vaccination, and a negative COVID test. Like we're like constantly
awkward.
By the end of the trip, it was like routine. We're like here, just take it, go,
Yeah.
And then as soon as we sit down, we can take off our masks. And then when we're getting up to leave, you have to put the mask back on.
That's still awkward to this day for me. Like when it says you have to show proof of vaccination, so you pull it up, but then like the workers don't want to really look into each vaccination card, so they kind of just stare at it, and if it looks something like a
they're like
they
do a little point, and you're like, there's both of them show here, shows 1 and 2. One guy actually, the axe throwing guy, he scanned mine.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was like, oh
okay. He didn't even look at, like, he looked at mine, but I was like, whatever.
No, he scanned it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
he didn't do nothing for mine.
All right, fine. Like, you don't believe me? I got vaccinated. Chill.
Okay. They saw some hijabis, like, I never see y'all here. But then again, there are a lot of brown people there, so I don't know. But that's like one thing you should try one day is like show someone your vaccination card, and after you show it to them, be like, so what's my name?
Oh no.
No, my coworker put that. He's the one who told me that. But he's like, yeah, just
The one that DM, the one that
yeah, just test them. Be like, so what's my name? You looked at my license and my phone. What's my name? What's my name?
And you know when they look at your like, do they remember your name? Because sometimes I'll show them and then I'll have to pull out my wallet to pull out my proof of ID. Like, what do they look at to match up your name or something?
Oh yeah, your name.
Oh
Yeah, they make sure that your license matches with the name that's on your card.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did not know that.
But you know what's funny when we're talking about like the reaction to COVID and everything? Did you watch the movie Don't Look Up?
I did.
Did you actually watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about it?
Yeah, but
Is
I'm
this
not
a
gonna,
spoiler if we talk
I
about
didn't
it?
pay too much attention.
Come
Like,
on,
it was
why?
So weird. It was,
What do you mean it was
like
weird? It was like
felt
the
like it was like
perfect
a-
satire.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like a satire type of film.
But was it like you know? Okay, go ahead. Speak about why you thought it was weird.
Because like, okay, you know the scene where Ariana Grande's character is singing?
Yeah.
She's like, get your head out your ass
Yeah.
and listen to
Okay, but don't get me wrong. The beginning of it, you're like, okay, this is actually kind of like a bop, right?
Yeah.
And
No, it was a
then
good
like
song.
the second half, you're like,
Yeah,
okay, it's getting kind of
listening and
weird.
I'm like, listen to the damn song. Oh,
Yeah. 'Cause-
sounds like what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Except without it, it's not a, we're not experiencing a meteor coming towards Earth.
Yeah.
It's a virus, but I mean, I get it.
yeah.
I get it.
Well, if you don't have any context, it's basically a show or movie on Netflix with I think it's like Leonardo DiCaprio's.
What was their budget for that movie?
Oh, I know, right? Because they had a bunch of stars.
Yeah.
They had Leonardo
They
DiCaprio.
had freaking Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep. They had
Jonah Hill. Ariana Grande.
Kid Cudi. Who else? Who was the other person? The girl.
Which girl?
Hunger Games.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence, exactly. And even they had Timothy Chalamet in there for like a few minutes randomly. You know what kind of threw me off? I didn't realize how tall he was because he looked so skinny. You'd think he'd be a short guy, but he was like huge.
Is he a teenager?
No, he was definitely in his 20s, I think.
Oh, he looks so young.
He looks young in the face, but he looks like tall.
Like, what is he from? What is he famous for? I know a lot of girls like him, but like,
I don't know. Like
where
he was
is he
in Dune.
from?
He was in Dune. That's what I know him from.
that's why he's so popular?
No, he was in other movies, but the first time I was introduced to him was in Dune, which was only recently. But before that, he was pretty popular too for something else.
Like, I know his name. I know what he looks like. But
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. Like, I know he acts, but
He
like,
acts.
I don't know a single. I can't name a single movie for you.
Well, Dune is one, and now this one.
Yeah, I guess this one too.
But yeah, the movie, the basic premise is that there are a couple scientists, or one scientist discovers that there's a meteor coming to Earth, and it's like a 99% chance it's going to hit the Earth, and she goes to warn the government, and they're like, yeah, we'll put it on the back burner. And then it's like the whole reaction and how society reacts to a meteor coming to Earth. And it was basically a satire on like what was going on in America in the past like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Like, in the Trump era, like Meryl Streep is clearly
Yeah.
supposed to be a female recreation of
Yeah,
Trump.
She definitely is.
Yeah, and
You know what's funny? You know how Jonah Hill played her son?
Yeah.
And his speech?
Yeah.
He was like
stuff.
talking about like he's like there's the rich and there's
Oh
you
yeah,
guys,
and
the
you guys
working
are poor.
or whatever he said. I was like,
He's
this is
clearly talking shit about them in front of them.
I know, but they were all like chanting. for
Yeah.
him. I mean, it was funny.
But that's basically like okay. The funny thing that I guess not the thing that made me uneasy about the movie was that like it was almost too real to life. Like it seemed like it was supposed to be funny. It was supposed to be satire. It was supposed to be over the top. But because of how crazy things have been in the past 5-6 years, it almost felt like a documentary. Like it was realistic in the way that people reacted. Like when they brought in the Mark Zuckerberg kind of guy, like the billionaire who said, you know what, I'll take care of it. Because essentially in the movie there, when they finally somewhat get the government on board, they're like, you know what, we'll put in some type of like bombs to destroy basically the meteor that's coming to Earth. And that gets like trashed for some other reason. Oh, actually, is that a spoiler? I probably shouldn't be spoiling too much.
I don't know. Haven't people watched it by now? Maybe not, but
Yeah, but generally the movie I thought it was really good.
it was. I just maybe I didn't. I watched it when I was like half asleep, so I did kind of like zone out towards.
It was a long movie. It was way longer
like
than it
2
needed to be.
hours.
It was like 2.5 hours actually.
Yeah, so I was like, I remember falling asleep,
Yeah.
and then I woke up and I tried to finish it the next day, but it's not the same, you know.
That's the only gripe I had with the movie. It was way too long.
Yeah.
Like 2.5 hours to watch.
But I feel like they had all those big stars; they had to give them their screen time,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. And Netflix has been going ham on the big star movies. lately. Like they had a whole series with like Kevin Hart. Did you watch that one? I didn't watch that one yet.
No, I didn't watch the one.
I forget what it's called.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah,
seen
I want to watch that
one.
one.
It's on my list.
Yeah, like I don't know why I haven't watched that one yet. We gotta support.
I know.
We watch all these white people make movies. We can't support our own guy.
I know.
Come on now.
We'll watch him. We'll watch you, Kevin Hart. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll watch it. And apparently it's really good too. So we need to.
Yeah, I saw good reviews on it, but then I
it's not a movie though. It's a series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw good reviews on it. I just you know when you share your Netflix.
Yeah.
My little niece and nephews, they use my Netflix.
Oh, so you like
all of my recommendations are little kid shows.
Wait, you don't make a new list or a new name?
A new account?
Yeah, just make them a different name.
I think we're maxed out on the accounts on that.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yeah, you could use mine, no problem, thinking they would use it like once a while. No,
yeah.
They watch it all the time.
Y'all gotta get them Disney Plus, man.
So yeah, true. Mm-hmm. That's true. It's okay. I started watching Prime shows because, Prime is so neglected.
Oh, yeah. Like, I've been watching a show called Wheel of Time on Prime. Yeah, it's basically like a fantasy movie or fantasy show about like a world where only women can do magic and like it was kind of weird. I think I don't know if I mentioned this to you or someone else, but
not me.
It was okay. So let's go into like this sort of goes into like representation and everything. So everyone's always pushing for like representation in all forms of media.
Yeah.
And I think this show like really pushed for representation. Like you see every color rainbow, but then it had like women, hijabi women in the like there's a like there's a place where all the women magicians or they have a name, Aes Sedai or something. They're basically like witches where they're all in a place. And like some of the witches were like hijabi women. And I was like, I don't know if representation really works here. Like, you know what? We could have done without it here. You know what I'm saying?
Who did the casting? Just
exactly.
a tiny hint of background research.
Exactly.
Would assist you in making that decision.
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate the effort, but it's not needed.
I should have probably went into like the credits to be like, are these women actually Muslim? Like, I don't know. Maybe they just, I feel like they would be. Like at this day and age, I feel like they would get in trouble if they made it non-Muslim. But then again, like maybe it could be that in the show or whatever, like there are just people who wear like hijabs, but they're not technically Muslim. Like you could say that, but of course it's all acting, right? So the people, I don't know, but it just threw me off a little bit, seeing that there.
Weird, yeah.
But
not like I like totally didn't picture myself in Hogwarts or whatever doing spells.
Exactly, right? Like if you had the opportunity to be in Hogwarts,
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I will watch the movies, but I ain't going to Hogwarts.
Is there any form of like halal magic?
No.
No? Okay. All my dreams are crushed.
No. There's power in prayer. Okay.
Exactly. Yo, honestly, if you think about it, if you come what do you call it? Pious enough, you learn enough knowledge, you might get a couple of karamas coming your way. I'm just saying. But a man can dream. We're ultimate goal right there.
You know what you need to watch? Power. I'm
Ew,
watching the new
you
Ghost.
Talked about that.
No. I just started season 2 of Ghost, the one with.
How old are you? Like, not how old are you? Sorry. How late are you?
So mean.
My bad.
No, Power. I finished Power.
Yeah.
There's a spin-off now following the son, Tariq's life.
Yeah.
So it's called
Didn't
Ghost.
everybody hate Tariq? That's the only thing I know from the show.
No, they don't hate Tariq.
Didn't he like do some bad stuff in like?
We don't want to spoil it, okay? For those who haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, so I don't know what I'm spoiling.
There's a spin-off called Ghost.
Yeah.
And it's following. So now this is season 2. And it's really good. So I've been watching that, and then I started this other show that I literally finished in 2 days because it was only 8 episodes. It's called Run the World, and it kind of reminds me of like Girlfriends meets Sex in the City. It's like an all-black cast. You might not like it, but like
I finished all of Girlfriends.
You did?
Yeah, I like Girlfriends.
It's kind of like I can see the push for a feminist agenda while watching this show.
Yeah.
But it's actually very interesting because they hopefully this isn't spoiling too much, but the characters on the show, they're a group of 4 friends. They all are going through like their individual journeys, and they're all like late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
and they all end up going to the same exact therapist, and they're all talking about their problems, and the therapist knows that they're all friends.
Yeah.
So she's like, how did you guys not know you're seeing the same therapist?
Yeah.
Like, y'all don't talk about it?
Oh, so like it and does it?
The show doesn't center around the therapy though.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, does this all like go from the therapist's perspective or something?
There's like maybe an episode or two that's dedicated to that, but it's pretty good. I watched the whole thing. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I guess going back to the representation thing, it's like I like representation, but like when you can see
When it's
that
done
there's
right.
when it's done right, when it doesn't feel like they're like trying to push it in your face. Like when you see when you're seeing representation in places that don't really need it.
Yeah.
Like let's say, I don't know, you're dealing with like I don't know what a good example is. Let's say you're a movie I was watching right now.
Oh, okay,
sorry, I was watching. Sorry,
I was gonna give you a good one.
Okay, give me a good one. Give me a good one.
Like The Bachelor, for example, they'll pick the whitest of white males from Middle America.
Yeah,
and you know his type is probably going to be a white woman, but they'll throw in one Asian woman and one black woman just to spice it up.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
A forced.
Yeah,
Again, you know they're not going to be picked. They're going to be sent home night one. But you know,
yeah, they tried. But what else was I getting to? What else did we do in that meantime? So, I went to Disneyland. I know.
That's what I'm jealous about.
Which is like a dream of mine.
Same.
But there is a big but.
What?
On the day that I went
to
Disneyland. First off, okay, I'm ignorant. I'm so ignorant because I did not know that Disneyland was so hyped that like you could barely get tickets to get there, go there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I was like, I was a week out. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll like pull out the list and see what tickets are available. So, just in case, we want to get them ahead of time, we're trying to be, early birds. And I and I pull up the page and literally everything is booked out from the day I was looking to the next month.
Oh shit. So
there were
how'd you guys get in?
no days available. So I was crushed. I was like, I was about to cry. Gizmo was there. We all felt bad. We're like, next year, inshallah, we'll try. Because I was talking about it. I was talking about my coworkers and everybody like, I'm going to Disneyland, guys. I'm going. And then literally like 2 days before we went,
Oh, the door.
What happened?
You don't hear her banging on the door?
Oh, no.
We have a impromptu guest.
Do you want to sit down and hold the laptop while we talk?
Why would she want to do that?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right there. We can see you. Oh. Yeah, see?
Mm-hmm.
Here.
Oh, wait, will you even be able to get through there?
Sorry about that.
So what was I getting at? So
Disneyland.
So so I checked like 2 days before. I was like, you know what? Just in case, you never know, right?
Yeah.
So I checked and I was like,
you found tickets?
Wednesday. So it was weird.
Day.
I had to like finagle my way into it. I'm using some white ass words today.
Finagle?
Whatever.
Is that even a word?
Yes, it is. Okay.
Oh.
Stick with it. So
could have just said finesse.
I had to finesse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe
finagle.
Sorry, I grew up in Scarborough, but sort of like in a way,
I have never heard that word in my 29 years of living, but okay.
But what was I getting at? Oh yeah, so I had to finesse the tickets. So essentially, I had to like go into this like park hopper area where you can buy a ticket for one park, and it gives you the ability to go to the other park after like 1 p.m. and the tickets were like hella more expensive, but I was like, whatever. At this point,
how much did you pay?
I'm not gonna. I'll tell you after. Okay. Oh, it's nothing.
What?
Don't
for Disney?
Okay. We'll talk about it after. Okay. This is American too. Yeah, and
that's a plane ticket.
Shout out to my sister.
True that.
But yeah, so I was like, immediately when I saw this, I was like, I got 2 tickets right away. We were gonna go with my mom.
She didn't go?
No, but then we were like, because this is how initially
forget you. We can barely get tickets for ourselves.
Well, that was one reason, but also because we were like, okay, we were gonna do 2 days initially, so we had enough time to walk with her and like do everything. But then I could only find that one day at the park hopper, so I was like, you know what? There's no way. And after we did it, we're like, there's no way she would have been able to do this because at the end of the day, I think we were at like 40,000 steps.
Oh my
God.
She would have killed you guys.
Yeah, exactly. So we're like, okay, it was a smart idea. And then I bought the tickets immediately.
Yeah.
And then we started thinking after, like, why did these tickets become available? so easily, right?
Oh.
And then we looked at the date, and like, you know, LA's usually sunny weather and everything. Turns out that it was probably the rainiest day in LA that they had that whole year on Wednesday. And like, you know, when I first saw that, I was like, I was in disbelief to the point I was like, no, don't worry, it'll clear up in a couple days. It'll be fine. You know, the weather always changes here. You know?
thought it was gonna be like Toronto?
Yeah, exactly. Like it'll change in like 5 minutes. Just check it like 5 hours later.
You played yourself.
So up until the day, I was still in like belief, like, you know, everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I literally the night before, you know, it gets cloudy or whatever, right? So I was like, no, don't worry, it's just gonna be cloudy. It's gonna rain for like 5-10 minutes. It'll be fine. So I wake up. And all I hear, like, the first thing you hear is, like, the rain going, like that. And I was like, God.
Little ASMR for you guys.
And I do that, like, slow open of the window to look outside.
Oh, no.
And all you see is, like, pouring rain everywhere. Like, the most rain I've ever seen in LA. Like,
Kind of nice, though.
well, you know, there's blessings in rain, of course.
Yeah.
So I was at this point, I was like, you know what? I have to accept that as it is. Shorter lines. So, and I was... checking to see if maybe there's like nothing next day available, that kind of thing. There was nothing available. So you're like, you know what, we're just gonna bite the bullet, and hopefully by the time we get there, it'll stop raining.
You were
right?
deep in denial.
Yeah, I was deep in denial even when we were at the park. So we got to the park, it was still raining. I was like, you know what, we'll walk to the gate, and maybe by that point
magically the sun will appear.
It'll start clearing up, right? And then after that, you can start. Just pull in front. Go in front. Go in front.
Yeah, you can walk
Say
in
hi
front
to
of
my
the camera.
guys. No, just go in front of it. Don't worry. There you go. Pick it up. You can see it, right? There you go. Nah, don't worry. You can hold it in front of you.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
you can go
fine.
like that. Nah, it'll be fine. Don't worry. But yeah, what was I saying? So essentially, when we got to the gate, the lines were short. So at least that was like the first positive, right?
Did you at least get like a Disney World poncho?
No. We were like, because we were so unprepared.
Oh
Gizmo wore
God.
like, she wore like her, like, you know that rubber jacket she has? Like, it's like the beige one. Have you ever seen her wear it?
Like
No?
it's like the shiny plastic.
Yeah, it's like a shiny plastic
patent, I
one.
think?
Yeah, I forget what that. Apparently that one was perfect for her because like the whole day she was like, I'm fine.
It's like a raincoat.
Completely dry. Exactly.
Yeah. What'd you wear?
I just had like my windbreaker, and I wore that the whole day. And honestly, I was like, nothing's gonna ruin my day. No matter how much it rains, I'm gonna walk in here like it's not raining. It was
Lulz.
I was like, I'm here for the rides.
Yeah.
So we just walked around, and I was like, oh, maybe because I went. The first thing we went to was the not Disneyland, Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars area.
Yeah, you lost me.
And it's kind of set in a planet that's somewhat rainy. So I was like, you know what? It's just the vibes. It's just the vibes. This is how it's supposed to be. So
no
we were
thoughts,
walking
just
around.
vibes.
We were standing in the rain. And honestly, the one thing, if you're a Muslim, you maybe got to pray 5 times a day, right?
Yeah.
Try to pray in the middle of Disneyland.
There's no dry spots?
With no dry spots. We couldn't find any space.
Oh
We were literally throwing our prayer mat on the floor.
Oh
Gets completely soaked immediately.
I mean,
We find some good spots that are somewhat in the middle of where people aren't there.
yeah.
And of course you get the people walk up. I think Gizmo was praying at one point, and then she's standing there. And I was gone because I had to go to the washroom.
You left her?
No, because she's like, you'll be fine. So I went to the washroom for a second, and she said she was standing like this, and someone was staring at her, thinking that this was a line. And then she pray, looking at them like this, and then she goes down, does record everything, and then she literally finishes, and the stairs person be like, "This is not a line, sir." He's like, "Oh shoot," and they did, but it was. But honestly, we made the most of it, and by the afternoon, it stopped raining, and thankfully because of that, the lines were a lot shorter. So when we went to Galaxy's Edge, the lines normally are 2 hours long, but we were able to get on 30 minutes.
That's not
Honestly, if
bad.
you go to Disneyland, go to Galaxy's Edge because those rides are probably the best ones in the whole park. Also, we were there for the whole day. We were walking around. We got in a good 35,000 steps for the whole day. We
You
were there
felt
from
so nice.
huh?
Didn't your body hurt the next day?
Yeah. Oh, my feet.
Oh my god, yeah.
My
I can
feet,
imagine. Did you wear
literally,
good shoes at least?
I wore the worst shoes.
Ugh,
Never wear
You're so annoying.
NMD Adidas shoes.
What? I thought those were really comfortable.
They are the most uncomfortable
People wear them
shoes
to the
in
gym.
world.
What do you
they
mean?
were disgustingly bad for walking. Literally,
Now
I
y'all
could not
know.
walk. I could not walk on my feet for like 3-4 days. Like I could walk, but like it hurt. Every step I took hurt for like 3-4 days from wearing those shoes. And I still, you know, I just toughed it out. Literally by the end, like I was playing it tough. Like Gizman, and we had someone else that I think is Zainab with us as well. Like they couldn't tell, but I was like dying on the inside from how much my feet hurt.
Oh my
but
God.
like it was a mind over matter thing, right? So eventually I just tricked myself into being like, I'm fine. I'll be fine. Just like, you know, take one step at a time.
Yeah.
So we were there for the whole day. Gizman, not Gizman, sorry. We were able to get food and everything. And by the end of the day, I think we were there from like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Oh my God.
So we were there for 14 hours.
You mean 12 a.m.?
12 a.m. midnight. Yeah. It basically, yeah.
Damn.
And we found this. I don't know why. I wish we found this ride earlier. We went on a ride called, it was like Guardians of the Galaxy. It was
Is
like
that
their ride.
I think there was one that she was like, she posted it on her story.
Yes.
And she's like, oh my God, the next time you come back to LA, I'm
This
taking you
ride,
here. And I was like,
this
all right.
ride, honestly, I don't want to spoil it. If you ever go to Disneyland or Disney World, hopefully they have it in Disney World, I don't know. Go on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride. We literally loved it so much that we went on it twice in a row.
God.
Like we went on it. No, we're not in a row. Yeah, we went on it and then we went on to another ride and we're like, nah, we got to do it again. We literally went back, stayed in line for another. We stayed in line for like 50 minutes the first time.
50?
We stayed 45 minutes, something like that. And we stayed in line again for 45 minutes just so we could do it again.
Okay, you know me and you know like my threshold of fear for rides. Would I be scared?
I don't want to spoil it for you. Just
Would
go
I
in
be
without
scared?
expectations.
Listen.
Anyone who's watching this who has been on that ride, just
Because
know.
you guys were smiling in the photo, so I was like, she was like, "Oh, you're gonna be scared, but you'll like it.
You'll like it. You'll like it. You guys will both like it. You
I'll
should
probably
do it
be
too.
crying
If you
or
ever come with us to LA.
The bat's not afraid of anything. Okay, she freaking does all the roller coasters.
Do you know about
and
that ride?
Doesn't even scream.
It wasn't there when I went.
Oh, okay. Well, next time if we all go together,
We have
to go on this ride.
This is the last time you're going to LA without me.
Okay.
Okay.
Inshallah, we'll go again together. Don't worry.
This whole year,
Yeah.
you have been going on trips, and you wait until either I
I've
come
gone on
back
2
or
trips.
Exactly. That's
Okay.
too many. So we're going next time.
Okay, we'll make it work. We'll make it work.
Okay.
But yeah, did you have anything else that you want to talk about here? Outside that, Disneyland was a blast. Like I want to go there again. Like
Yeah.
for sure. 100% I'm going again.
It's my dream to go.
It costs a lot of money, but for me it's worth it. I might
much
have to
was your
spend even
ticket?
more money. I
How
get
much
the whole
was it?
Star Wars gear and all
How
that.
much was your ticket?
I was like, altogether, it was like
For one?
no, for two.
Oh.
I paid like $100.
Yeah, but no, we got the park hopper and all that stuff. So it was it was expensive. Yeah, it was a lot. Yeah, but
I mean, it's worth it.
huh?
For the experience.
Yeah, for the experience, it was definitely worth it. Yeah, with that for both of them. Yeah, but it was really good, and like, I thought that like they don't have a lot of rides for adults. Yeah, that's the one thing that.
Wait, are you talking about California Adventures?
Both of them.
Is where all the rides were that you liked?
California Adventure had one of the main rides I liked, which was the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Yeah. But the Disneyland park has most of the rides that I like Galaxy's Edge and all the Star Wars stuff because I just love Star Wars.
Land is more like softer rides.
Yeah, it does.
I would like that.
Oh, but they have the teacups there, and you can actually turn the teacups. So you can actually turn these ones, and these the turning. I went ham. I was like,
didn't you get dizzy?
No, man, because like I was literally trying so hard to make this thing spin so fast. The focus took out like the feeling of Disney. I don't know how the girls were. The girls were going. They're like
the teacup ride in Wonderland is always the ride that we went on to dry off from Cliffhanger. Remember? We would get soaked for that ride.
Next, right? Yeah.
And we would just go on there and just dry off.
Oh my god, I love that. Oh.
I want to go to a theme park now.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm really I the moment we left, I was like, I gotta come back. Like I love it that much. But I'm a nerd for Disney in general. Like
So
I
am
cried
I.
at the documentary about how Disneyland's park was made. So
All right, that's
it gets I don't want to get into it. Okay.
This is the guy who cried for the cartoon.
I cry for a lot of things.
I mean,
okay?
sorry, anime.
Hey, you cried too, okay? What are you talking about? I saw the tear in the video.
It was a forced cry.
No.
I laughed so that I could
No.
cry.
Cap. All the cap.
Anyways,
Yes.
before we close out, I just have to say, we will do more reaction videos to the anime because you guys seem to love
We
that.
got copyright strike on that, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, afterwards.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'll do better next time. That's all.
All right. Okay. Well, we will do it and
Yeah.
hopefully not get copyrighted.
Yeah.
We saw your suggestions. We'll check them out.
Mhm.
I might become an anime fan, so we'll see.
Hey, I'm working
And
on
Marvel
it, guys.
fan.
I'm working on it.
If
Exactly.
I become a Marvel and
We're
anime
watching a Marvel
fan,
movie after this, by the way.
Which one?
Anyone. I'll pick one.
I feel like she's more of a fan than
Have you
I
watched
am.
any of them?
I watched all of them.
Have you?
What? When the hell
We
did
have
you watch
another Marvel
them?
nerd in here. Nabat.
Without me?
I watched one movie and I
Yeah.
didn't understand it, so I went back and watched from the beginning.
See, you're better than me. I just watched it. I was like, I don't even know what the hell they're talking
So
about.
when we watched Black Panther, I had no idea what they were talking about.
No,
Okay,
but
at least you weren't as bad as her
didn't I
thinking she
tell
was
you?
going for a Black Panther biopic. Okay.
when we went to watch Black Panther, I didn't watch the trailers. Okay, so my dumbass thought we were watching something about the Black Panthers. So I'm like, what? Marvel did something with Black Panthers?
Yeah.
Like, that's so weird.
Like the first half an hour I didn't understand because it was like based on what
Yeah.
happened in previous movies. So I went back and watched them in order. From like
Oh, good for
See,
you.
and that's what we're gonna have to do. That's
We
what
will.
we're gonna
We
have
will.
to do. Okay.
I said I would do
Okay,
it.
let's close this thing out. We gotta go.
All right.
You want to close it out?
No, you close it up because I did the intro.
Okay, we're gonna close it out.
Alright.
I actually did the intro. What are you
No,
talking
I
about?
did it. We're not using your intro. We're using mine.
You want me to do that? Okay, when
I
we
don't
do
know.
all the editing. Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, thanks again for watching. Welcome. This is our welcome back episode. I don't know what you call it. Whatever.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram.
And TikTok.
On TikTok. Follow us on all our socials.
It's all Cousin Connection Pod.
Yeah, just
You
search
can
Cousin
find us.
Connection Podcast or Pod. And
We're so happy to be back.
Yeah.
We hope you guys are looking forward to the new episodes because we are.
yeah.
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.